Hello everyone, this is Daryl20, and welcome to episode 22 of Daryl20's Let's Play of FTB Evolution. The plan for today is I want to do this, and probably this. Is that a cool cut area to do? Because you won't touch anything on the floor in here, and that should be fine. Yeah, totally safe. Oh look, we're running through like a little ravine type dude. Okay. Let's tidy up at least the floor bits. Give me some bricks. You're going to do... Yeah, 5 should be cool. But I want to fuzzy that for the time being. So here. Here. And that should be cool. And then similarly, I want a horizontal wall. And then a vertical wall. Excellent. Much better. Okay, the purpose of this underground area is we're going to need to be like routing items and handling stuff. So what I've decided I'd like to do is I want to like move this stuff right down into the basement. Okay, and we'll probably wind up moving that around again, but just like for the time being kind of deal. Actually, you know what? I don't like it sitting there because that's probably where I want an elevator to live, right? Because that's a little bit too high for me to jump. I mean, in fairness, I do have U-turn down, so if I jump boosted up one more, it should be cool. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But I'll probably want easy access by way of an elevator. How are we for wool? Yeah, good enough. Yeah, good enough. I think we got a couple ender pearls, right? We should be, like, more than good on ender pearls. Okay. So make sure you're back in cut mode, and then backpack, all go away. Give me back a stack of bricks, and everybody's happy. Yoinks. Looking cool to me. Sweet. Yeah, the basement doesn't have to be, you know, super purdy and perfect, but it gets the job done. Cool. So my plan for today is I want to like start getting all this bee stuff kind of automated. I would like to store stuff like pollen puff. I'd like to process stuff like combs. I'd like to have more beehives available. So what I probably want to do is go home real quick just to set up. Do we have any beehive type auto crafting going on? No. So I would like to know how to make an advanced oak beehive. So I probably want to make like shears and a campfire, which should be easy enough. And I probably want more patterns. One thing I definitely miss from AE, I miss more sand. That's got to be like my next priority, right? Is like let's automate getting sand a little bit better. Every episode has been me flying over to this random lake bed and like harvesting all the sand that I can find. That's been an unacceptably large amount of episodes. Has been me being like, let's go get sand, right? Not that it's the end of the world, but like, you know. Start her up. Right, I also have to solve your problem. Mechanism. I should probably like go straight to ultimate energy conduits at this point. I don't think that would be... Ooh, we've got that mod in there. That's interesting. We should check this mod out, because I don't know what that's all about, but it sounds cool. Interesting. Yep, there's just one thing to it. What's involved in making that? Not a lot. Allows you to choose up to 8 positions by shift right clicking. Once all positions are chosen, a preview of the path will be shown. You can change the depth of the pipe by shift and scrolling. Once you're happy with the path, you can shift and click to open the GUI and place pipe. Well, that's cool. That's pretty nifty. What did we break? Did the whole world break again? I feel like the whole world broke again. I guess we'll be back. Right. Definitely feeling a little bit of a refined storage kind of issues. I'm thinking I may need to switch over to an A system sooner than I thought. So let me finish my plan for the bees stuff and then start a plan to transition to applied energistics, because I am unfortunately crashing. What happens, it stinks because I want to use refined storage. I am very much enjoying having like a channel free experience. But like what happens is it seems like it crashes at some point, and I don't usually know what's causing it. And what'll happen is like kind of either like the whole server goes down, so like I have to close and restart, or sometimes just the refined storage aspect will shut down and I have to like close and restart. One way or another, it's gumming up the works. I don't know if it's like, maybe it's because the power is inconsistent. That could be a problem. Because it definitely happened when like I was crafting here and this thing lost power. I don't know if that's, 100% the cause, but one way or another, I might transition to applied energistics. We'll see. Anyway, back to where I was. Patterns being made. That's right. Okay, good. So you did make them all, so that's cool. Let's get our advanced oak beehive, and I kind of have a plan for the record. So my plan will be that I will use refined storage to auto-craft all the stuff I need for applied energistics, including the advanced stuff. Like, I assume, like, the quantum doohickeys are here. Like, we could get, like, this stuff going on, and, like, the other thing that holds all the patterns. Like, whatever they are. Yeah. All the extended AE add-ons are here, which I love. Like, applied energistics by itself is great, but when you add in that, like, big multi-block that stores all the patterns, and you add in, like, the big multi-block computer crafter, like, then it gets ridiculously cool. Which is awesome. I think it's advanced AE, is that right? Or is it the other one? I don't know. Advanced, I don't think this is it. This is the one that, like, does the computer, right? Yeah. There's another one. Extended AE. That's the one I'm thinking of, right? And you get these guys, right? And that one's gonna need like all the fluxy bits. I think that's what requires intro blocks and remember this? Remember all this stuff? Yeah, we've done it a couple times. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to transition from refined to AE at some point. Anyway, where was I? I was double checking making oak beehives. Cool. So you know how to do all that stuff. And then you can make the oak expansion box as well. So that'll be cool. Because basically what I want to do is automate this. And I think I taught you how to make the simulation upgrade, which is cool, right? We are missing emeralds. So we need to put emeralds on the to-do list for finding copious amounts of. Obviously we could go find a villager and trade for a few for now. But I'm thinking we'll want some kind of emerald bee to exist. Yeah, emerald combs. Emerald bees, right? And, like, we'll go down that route. That's going to involve getting diamond bees as well, which we probably also need. Alright, so let's start with processing all the junk we're going to have. So do I have any cables? I have a few. Again, I should probably upgrade this, but we'll, as usual, get there when we get there. So on the down, you're going to be an output. And you're going to roll right up into there, and that should be cool, right? And then you're basically going to, I'm thinking we're going to want, I'm thinking what we're going to want is some kind of, do we have logistics? Logistical transporters, yes. Should we use logistical transporters for this? Or should we use laser IO? I mean, laser IO is always fun, but also seeing items flow around is also fun. But also, you know, stuff. Because, like, what I'm thinking is, actually, I want to relocate this. Let's, well, I want to plan for the future of what this is going to look like a little bit. We're definitely going to probably need more than one powered centrifuge. We're probably going to need multiple powered centrifuges. And we're going to need some kind of buffer chest to, like, hang on to stuff, you know, until the time comes to actually, you know, do stuff with it. So let's start with a simple buffer chest, and then we'll go from there. So, like, basically you're going to do this. And I'm going to assume just trying to get the right pixel. There we go. That works. A little slower than I thought, but it works. Right. I might wind up moving this to something like here. And obviously, I need to get into flux points at some point, too. But you're going to output... The top is a what now? Oh, apparently... Oh, okay, yeah, front is that. Oh, whatever, just output power, would you? Cool, right? And then we can have multiple of these dudes going across here. I like that. Okay. And again, temporarily for the time being. Yeah, so like the problem is I'm getting pollen puff, right? What I'm gonna want to do is maybe I want to put this into a drawer system, and then we could like void the excess pollen puff that shows up. Yeah, that could be cool. Do we have pollen puff? We do. So what I might do, I like this plan. Right? You... Actually, you stay there. Give me a functional storage, one of these dudes. For that. And then... Yep. Remove, and then unlock, and then lock, and then put it back, right? And then remove, unlock, lock, put back. Perfect. Is there any other B-related stuff over here? I don't think so. Let's put you away. Let's put you away and you away. I just want inventory space for the moment. That should be cool. And then you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the actual storage over here. Because remember, we have like really long range connector for this. Right? So rather than this going in here, let's do... This should work. Yes. Hooray. Right? So all this comes in, but I want you guys. I'm thinking we start with a buffer chest. Because, like, there's going to be stuff that shows up that won't fit in the storage system. Yeah. Or we could just prioritize it. Maybe I should just laser IO this. I'm feeling like I might just laser IO this. I'm changing my plan mid-gear. It's a dire series. He can do what he wants. How am I for cards and stuff? Because I'm going to need a few cards and stuff. Cool. And I'll probably need overclockers as well. Okay, I ain't getting yelled at for resources yet. And this will let me, like, not have to worry so much about routing and whatnot. So basically, what I'm going to want is you temporarily. So that's all the stuff that we're getting courtesy of these dudes, right? Like, and you will, if I feed you glass bottles, produce glass bottles as well. So basically on the wall here, we're going to want probably a couple of these, probably. And this, right? And then you guys can lock across the board. And then you can you reach over here? Nice, you can. Right? And then we'll have a functional storage drawer access point, whatever it's called. Controller access point, right? And that will also be linked to the whole network. Okay. And then we'll finally have our chest, which for the time being, what I'm gonna do is take all this out, stick it in here. Take you guys, stick you in there. Okay. And I don't know, we might want separate storage per comb. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to handle that. But we'll definitely have that, and that, and that, and that. So realistically right now, it's just like, how do I handle iron combs and stuff like that? I'm definitely going to want at least a couple of these and a couple of these to get started. Are you cooking? Oh, we're missing copper. Oh, really? I can believe that. But this is why we're automating resource production. I have been very lazy about mining, as I usually am. Now, is this going to crash my refined storage system? I guess we'll find out. It might not have been happy losing power while a craft was happening. Oh, I guess it worked out. That's funny. It actually, like, let me start the craft, not having enough resources, and then... Interesting. Anyway. So we'll start with you two getting big upgrades and voidable. Cool. All right. And then, basically, we're going to laser IO. From here to here, and then you're going to be like a buffer chest. Okay, and you'll sit here. So on the up, you will insert on a low priority, right? And on the down, you will insert on a normal priority. Cool. And then on the up, you will extract, for now, 8 items at a time should be sufficient. And we link those two, and you should be getting stuffs. So if we check, we should see this number going up, right? Which tells me that it's definitely doing what I want it to do. Now, because there's nowhere for iron combs to go, he's going to go in the buffer chest for the time being. And then my question to myself is, do I want to just like stage them in the drawers and then eventually get them to the centrifuge, or stage them in here to eventually get them to the centrifuge? I think I'm going to start with staging them in here to get them to the centrifuge. So then on the up, you're going to extract on orange, 8 items at a time. And on the down, you're going to insert on orange. Okay, so that you can start centrifuging. Cool. And then what I'm going to want to do is probably process our ores or send them back to either the storage system. So anything we make should go into the storage system, right? And because this extends the main storage system, if I turn these into iron, I should be able to feed them back into here, right? I like that plan. I like that plan. Okay. So what I should do on the down, we should have an extract on white for channel 8. Oh, you're going in there. Yeah, I don't know if I want that to happen. Yeah, I don't know if I want that to happen. That should be a different channel, I think, right? So on the down, you're not going to extract on white, but you're going to extract on channel 2. On the down, we're going to have an insert on channel 2 as well, right? So what'll happen now is... where'd those irons go? Yeah, these dudes, right? So now it's trying to insert raw iron into here, and it's not able to. Okay, now what we want to do is probably a very simple. So I'm going to do an enrichment chamber. Okay, from mechanism. And somebody remind me where I got steel from, because I don't remember. How did I get steel? Steel dust. I got steel at some point. It wasn't through mechanism, was it? Or is it through mechanism? Oh, it is through mechanism. That's right. Okay. Yes. I should automate that at some point. But for now, we can get some iron. Wow, we're low on iron, aren't we? That's why we're automating iron, friends. Yeah, I also don't have speed upgrades in these things still. You know, I was doing create and bees and, you know, stuff. Okay. So enrichment chamber. So my only concern is I might need some kind of counting thing. I might be able to make one of these, and if I can, then I can do one of these, and that could be cool. Just to give me, like, enough. Right. And then let's also get an obsidian furnace. Which is going to need you to you with the glass again. There's so much of my normal automations that I'm used to having that I just haven't done yet, and it's actually kind of hilarious to me. That's enough, right? Obsidian furnace, good enough. Okay. And then from there, we can go back to here, right? So my thoughts are, like, I'd like it so that you try first, when you extract from the down here, you're going to extract on magenta, you're going to try to insert there, but if there's something that doesn't fit, we're probably going to want to, if it doesn't fit, it probably needs to be processed. And if it needs to be processed, it almost certainly needs to be enriched and then furnaced. So what I'll do is I'll have you and you, right? And then your job will be to insert on magenta. But I want you to be a counting filter, and we're going to do like iron, raw iron, right? Now, I have to do this because remember, when you enrich raw iron, it's 4 to 3, right? Or is it 3 to 4? Whatever it is, right? It's 3 to 4. So it's this, right? So I have to put in 3 at a time or I'll backstuff the enrichment chamber. That said, if I upgrade this guy to be this process, where we do this to the crusher, well, to the purification chamber, right? So not chemical injection, because that's hydrogen chloride. No, I want this process, right? Purification to crusher to enrichment. If we did that, we could insert one at a time and we wouldn't have to filter necessarily. Because we would say, try to go to the storage system first, and things like diamonds and emeralds and all that stuff would fit. And if it didn't fit, we can assume it needs to be, it's ore and needs to be handled over here. Let's start with this, because I'm not quite set up to automate this kind of thing just yet. But we'll get there when we get there, right? So then you're going to do that, right? And then your side config will be input on the top, output on the left with a push. And you're going to input energy on all sides, okay? And then your side config, because you're going to be from the furnaces mod, I want not generator, but factory. And probably a speed. Okay. There you go. So on the right, you're going to input, and on the up, you're going to output. All the coals. Okay. And then cable. Right? And then if I link you to, that should be cool, right? So he's going to get 3 iron at a time. Okay. And then once he processes that 3, he'll let the next 3 come in. Right? And then you're going to smelt that up. We want you on split mode, right? And then on the down, you can extract on white. Because I basically want to guarantee that it always comes out of here. And if I start noticing stuff in here that doesn't belong, I'll be like, oh, what a derp. I forgot to put zinc in my storage system. Is that a pretty cool? I think that's pretty cool. I like it. I do. And like I said, once we transition to the oxygen crusher process, which will double my ores rather than just a 33% increase, then I also don't have to worry about filtering. And basically we'll be like, let anything in here, and we don't have to do the count limit either, right? This is just temporary until we get the rest of that going. Okay. Now I'd like to get a beehive. I thought I taught you how to make beehives. Apparently I didn't. Bad direwolf. So give me an expansion box and a beehive. It said 2, but it only had 1. I'm getting the feeling that refined storage is getting a little bit more and more unstable as I add more and more things to it. We're definitely gonna want to, you know, up it. So then, like here, we'll have our next doohickey, right? So on the up phase, it's really just extract on white. So on the up, it's literally just extract on white, 8 items at a time. we're going to have the beehive, we're going to have you. At some point, we can add in a system whereby we add bottles to this if we want to collect more more stuff, right? Feeding slab, right? Feeding slab. Right? And then we would need a simulation dude, but this is the part where we're going to need emeralds and more blaze rods. But, like, what I would do is move my iron bees to here, and then put a baby in here, a baby upgrade, so that it starts upping to 5 iron bees. And then we'd have 5 iron bees there, and then expanding across the way, right? That's the system. That's the system. What do you guys think? All right, so I think that's a good wrapping up point. Next episode, I'm going to come back. I want to go find some emeralds so I can find more emeralds, whether that means making an emerald bee or what I might try to do is I have a redstone and I have a coal-based, like, auto system going. I might try like the geodes, right? I'm pretty sure there's an emerald geode. So, like, maybe for any geodes that I will try to go that route, and then we'll go bees for other routes. Like, we'll go a couple different routes, just so we have a couple different fun things on me. Either way, it's wrapping up point. Devil Toy sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You know what to do. It's called Take It Easy.